Hello and welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, joined here today with Chantelle Taylor, the CEO at Atlas Institute. Chantelle, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's jump right in. Tell us about Atlas Institute, what you do there, and what makes you different from other nonprofits that might be similar to you.
Okay, great. Sure. Atlas provides an array of supports to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, from minimal supports to drop in staff coming to family homes, all the way up the full spectrum to providing our own residential homes for people to live that are staffed 24/7. We also provide meaningful day services, employment services, behavioral health services, nursing services, and we do all of that in house. And something that makes us a little bit different from some other DDA providers is we provide transportation to many of our services in a very large catchment area throughout Baltimore County and Howard County, because one of the biggest barriers to receiving services is not being able to get to them.
No question. So you've got a lot of moving parts. You've got housing, you've got transportation. Sounds like an awful lot to do. And I know you've got lots of employees and a pretty large staff you got there. So, Chantel, when it comes to Atlas Institute, what are you most proud of?
I would have to say that I'm most proud of the way that we take our Medicaid defined services and turn them into really person centered services to figure out what the individual person needs and what works for them and really deliver them the service they need, regardless of the state regulations telling us to do it certain ways. We make sure it works for the actual person and their families and anyone else in their life who supports them.
Yeah, so on any given day, how many people are you looking after or taking care of, or would we call them clients?
Um, I would say on any given day, we probably provide some sort of support to at least 200 people, if not more. The pandemic has allowed us to pivot into providing some remote supports, which just work better for people.
Great, great. So, not sure how you're impacted by inflation, recession, staffing issues, et cetera, but what do the next 6 months look like for you?
That is a good question. We really want to focus on quality. We have kind of gotten over the hump of finding it difficult to find staff to provide the services, and we're on the upswing there. So now what we want to do is we really want to make sure that our staff are highly trained, highly capable, highly supported by administration so that they can deliver the frontline services to the people that we support.
And I just thought of something that people watching this might want to know, and that is, how were you impacted by COVID?
It was difficult because we support some people 24 hours a day, and we were used to bringing 200 people into some of our programming buildings, and none of that could happen. It all stopped. We were under pretty strict guidelines because we are considered congregate living. So we were probably isolated in our residential sites much longer than the typical community, and it was really rough, but we stayed connected virtually really well.
Sounds like a struggle for sure, but you overcame it. That's great. Congrats. All right, bonus question, Chantel. What do most people watching this not know about you?
About me personally.
Yeah.
Um, my default is always to say I'm from Canada, but I tell everyone that, so that doesn't answer your question. Um, I would say my plan was not to run a nonprofit. My plan was to spend a year in the nonprofit world and go off and do something else. But after a year of being here, the sense of community kept me here, and I have been here for 15 years and want to stay here for many, many more.
Well, congrats. What a great story. Thank you so much for sharing this with me and the rest of the network who will be watching this. Pleasure talking to you today. Look forward to seeing you sometime in the near future. And until then, take care.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye.
Bye.